Hi, everybody. You're listening to Americans by Choice, a podcast from Miguel and David. We bring the outsider's point of view to inside politics. We're both foreign-born and lived in the USA for over 25 years, following politics blow by blow all along the way. Join two old friends who like to talk politics and had a good time while doing it.
My friend David, how are you, buddy?
Miguel, I would like to see you. I'm doing great. But boy, whoa, today, what the Supreme Court just delivered.
Last week we were talking about how a week or like a day in politics can seem like a lifetime. I would describe what's just happened like not just a lifetime, but like we went 10 generations going into the past.
Yeah,
right now,
we basically went back to like 200 years ago.
It's a time machine where you're like, oh, everything's happened. Now we've gone back to, I don't know, where are we, in 1715?
Yeah,
we have basically said that we no longer need a president. We just need a king that can do whatever the hell they want.
We need a king. That is unbelievable. I never
The king is back, baby.
Miguel, here's the thing that I was thinking today. I didn't know how to feel, but I felt a little bit like I was still innocent. I thought I was a jaded motherfucker. Apparently, I was too innocent for the Supreme Court.
Really?
I actually thought the Supreme Court was going to delay.
Right.
Send this shit down.
Right.
Send it back. Give it time. Eventually say, oh, no, never mind. The president is now a king.
Yeah.
That was my take. It's like, there's no way they're going to say the president is a king.
100%.
There's no way they're going to say the president is above the law.
No.
Now I realize I was Bambi.
Yeah.
I was like
You're a young and innocent child. They just took your naivety and your innocence away.
I overestimated the morality of this court, or the sense of fucking right and wrong. I don't know what. I'm sitting here like a befuddled.
But let's begin maybe by what you were saying right there. I think your sort of analysis and prediction at the time before the ruling came out that they were basically running the defense for Trump by creating this delays by listening to the case and then throwing it back and then listening to the case and throwing it back. And then I think
they did that too. They had done that too.
Right. And
conveniently right after the debate, which is incredible. This is one of the decisions they have delayed the most to release. Right, they usually got done at the end of June. This one was literally one day after the dust settled with the debate on Monday. And boy, even if they wouldn't have given him immunity on the decision, they had rent immunity by not giving a decision, right? By delaying all the case this case could have been decided 6 months ago.
Oh, in 10 seconds. They rushed the other one where they wanted to decide, what was the one that the decision?
It was basically about whether insurrectionists shouldn't be on the ballot. It was actually what was that, 14th Amendment?
Yeah, that's right. That one they did it overnight. They were like, we can get this down through the weekend.
Because that would have mean that he wouldn't have gotten on the ballot. That was important.
Well, little did we know that they were going to sit there and give complete immunity. No wonder they took their time, because they had to basically rewrite the fucking Constitution.
No, well, that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing. They don't have to rewrite shit. They just had to ignore it. And they had to say, Miguel, imagine the framers are told 200-something years ago, Washington stepped down and said, I'm stepping down because I'm not a king. And everybody's like, oh, what a glorious man.
Yeah.
He gets revered by the great man he is by walking away when he had a choice to stay president for life.
They wanted him to.
That's the whole story with the question. Imagine we tell the founder fathers 200 years into the future, it's going to be these men that we want to give the powers of the king, and they will imagine what a great man this should be.
Yeah.
It's a man of incredible intelligence, of great accomplishments.
Greater than Lincoln.
It's a man of whose morality and popularity the whole country will so adore.
Yeah.
They want
to protect him.
They will just say, "Hail the King Trump."
Whatever you want, my friend. Yeah.
And then you show them a photo of Trump in the Lolita Express. Or in the 80s, taking a shit on his golden toilet, right?
Yeah.
Like the founder fathers would be like
This guy? That's the guy?
That's the guy?
That guy,
That's the guy we're giving the fucking thing?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a pretty incredible thing. I mean, let's start kind of breaking down kind of
Let me break it down. In the same fucking Supreme Court that tell us that the president doesn't have the power to forgive student loans.
Right.
Right? No, it gets better.
Yeah.
The same one, the same court, on the same docket that tells us that the executive branch doesn't have the power to, regulate the air. The EPA is not to tell us, where is contamination, how should we regulate water pollution, or FCC, or, all the federal agencies. The same Supreme Court tells us that the president is immune.
Yeah.
Is immune. It has absolute immunity on anything. It's the same Supreme Court that tells us that the president has immunity on anything on his official duties, right?
Yeah.
Except that they don't tell us what is official and what is not official.
And by the way, it's immunity, absolute immunity. They
Absolute
say
immunity
absolute
on
immunity.
core responsibilities that are,
And then, and this is a straight quote, they say, as for his remaining official actions, right, which is vague enough, they say he's also entitled to at least the presumptive immunity. So,
yeah, this is one, Miguel, in which we had to quote a lot, because I think just us saying this shit, it will sound like we are, missing the mark, not being accurate. So I'm planning on relying on a lot of quotes here. Our great friend Sonia Sotomayor, I think, was incredibly eloquent.
Yes.
This woman was pissed, rightfully so. I chose two quotes from Sotomayor.
Yeah.
One says, under the majority's rule, a president's use of any official power for any purpose, even the most corrupt, is immune from prosecution. That's just as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
And it is baseless.
Yeah.
Dude, this is not some fucking anchor or like a morning jockey in the morning saying this shit. This is a sitting member of the Supreme Court saying it. Now, before we go into checks and balances, he cannot do anything he wants. You remember, you were actually bringing up this example the other day about the Navy SEAL team assassinating a political rival, right?
Right.
Remember, you were bringing that up because it was brought up on the hearings.
Yeah.
Well, Sonia Sotomayor goes to say, if he orders the Navy SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival, immune. Organize a military coup to hold onto power, immune. Take a bribe in exchange for a pardon, immune. That's a quote, Miguel. This is no hyperbole. Sonia Sotomayor went on. This is a good touch. Usually, when she wrote down the dissent, and on the dissent, they usually end their dissent with respectfully, we dissent.
Doesn't she end in fear of our democracy? I dissent. Isn't that
on this
quote?
One, she paraphrasing, she say, on fear of our democracy, we dissent.
Yeah.
There's not enough hyperbole on this, Miguel. Here's the thing that we found.
Let's just bring that. Let's just land that plane right there. You're saying that in no other decision do you close with. I mean, I don't even know what that is. That is a forewarning of what we have done right now.
That's just a commentary, Miguel. That was just a flourish.
Yeah.
But this is where I'm gonna go. I just wanna. Apparently, a lot of Trumpers listen to us, Miguel. Welcome. We welcome you guys to listen.
Thanks for the comments. Really happy to have you guys.
We really appreciate
Love
it.
it.
And I want one of you conservative friends to tell me, how do you explain that we give full immunity to this president, right? How do you explain that the founder fathers who fought a war to get rid of a king, now we end up with this Supreme Court giving the same powers to a president?
Yeah.
Please explain that to us. We're looking forward to hear those answers. I'm sure you guys have really nice, coherent, cogent answers on this one. Especially because somehow this power of total immunity, we've been able to go 200 years without it, Miguel. And we made it this far.
But this is exactly to your point that you've always said, David. It's the idea that we are living in this time where there was a lot of our system is dependent on norms and behaviors, but now because of Donald Trump, the Kool-Aid president, convicted Kool-Aid president, we have to encode certain things into law that weren't there, that were norms. But in fact, we have a Supreme Court that is taking off the guardrails and allowing this guy just to now do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Miguel, the other part of that is interesting about the decision. John Roberts, of course, starts this decision. God, man, the wording of the beginning of the decision is so slimy because he starts something with paraphrasing. Of course, the president doesn't have immunity for unofficial acts. You see that wording? He starts with that his decision starts with that. And of course, he goes on to say he does, and not only he has
But then
immunity,
everything's an official act.
Yeah, but everything is an official act, and we don't make it clear why it's not official. And furthermore, we cannot question his motives. There are certain things are not legal to bring in, and Katanja Jackson called him out on her dissent and say, contrary to what you say, this actually gives the president immunity and makes him equivalent to a king. But my favorite part of this decision, the most sneaky one, is our friend Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas sneaking a paragraph in which he talks about the appointment of special counsels. Kind of like a little gift, like a little Easter egg there.
A little Easter egg in there, huh?
For when he comes to clean the other part of the slate that Trump has on the docket, right? Let's don't forget, Trump has two things. Trump's like the insurrection, which this decision pretty much crumbles. I mean, like there are certain parts of the charges there, like for example, when he was when he basically said he was going to fire the attorney general and he was giving orders to bring cases of border fraud to the DOJ. All that thing was meant to be charges, right? Now, Miguel, just to give you a sense of the sea change that represents, he requests Bill Barr, the attorney general, to do these things, and he went like, "Fuck that, I'm out." Man, no dog, I don't follow you there. Now, Bill Barr is not the fucking standard bearer of morality. This is the guy who came out of retirement. To fuck. I mean, he's the guy who has he belongs in the pantheon of the big rock fuckers. On history, he fixed Iran-Contra and he came back to fix the Mueller report. Well, the Supreme Court. The standards of the Supreme Court are lower than this guy. Anyway, with that said, so we have that case that Jack Smith has, and the other case that Jack Smith has is the one in Florida about the case of the
documents,
the documents that he stole, the secret documents that's really being an
classified documents
case. That the alien canon has been delaying all this time, effectively delaying all this time. And the argument that we were saying last week that we're opening is whether Jack Smith was actually rightfully appointed, right? That was the latest argument from Trump's defense. Was Jack Smith even kosher, even legal? Well, Clarence Thomas makes sure to put this little, little present on this one, so he gets rid of one and two. Those two cases are going away, and of course, as we know, our case in Georgia has been dead in the water for a while.
Well, this is the thing. We have argued all of this. Our main, when we're talking about Justice Edge, and you have brought this up, which is that Trump is running for president precisely and mainly because he wants to stay out of jail. This basically nullifies everything. Even if he loses now, there are no charges going to come his way. So, I mean, the sort of protection that comes makes it basically that he doesn't have to win. We've been arguing here that Trump's run for the White House this time is an existential motivated, because if he doesn't get into the White House, all these cases are going to go through. Now, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
With the protections that they've just been giving by the Supreme Court, then perhaps not anymore,
I don't know, man. It maybe started like that, but now with all this set with where the Supreme Court has put in place, right? We get Trump with much more experience. He's not going to be pussyfooting with with people with morals.
I'm not saying, I'm saying, first of all, even if he loses out, but I think he's, right now we'll talk about what's going to happen in the race, but No, the danger is now if he does win, now he is Trump Unchained, baby. Like this is.
No, listen, it's so much more power, and now he has a superpower. He's literally immune. We got power. We got.
I know
we
that.
got Trump. We got Trump with experience. I don't know if you remember when Trump won the first term. It was a good and solid theory that he wasn't expecting to win, so he was thoroughly unprepared. Had no idea. Didn't know how to staff.
Yeah.
The whole thing caught him by surprise. He wasn't expecting to win. This time he fully prepared, fully expecting. We have Project 2025, filling up the new army of toadies who's going to come into power. Now he's given the superpower of the Supreme Court giving. Miguel, one of the most ironic things of this thing about Sonia Sotomayor saying that he actually can legally tell Team 6 to kill his political enemies and he will be immune to that. And the reason for that is because that falls into one of the core official things that he can do. And one of the things is like he's commander-in-chief, right? So he can do that. And he also can openly somebody can go on TV and say, I will give Donald Trump $1 million for a pardon. And when Donald Trump gives the pardon, he's immune. The trick is certain things are part of being a president.
Right.
Pardoning is part of being a president. Giving orders as a commander-in-chief is part of the president. So that makes him immune. So the trick is to make it public and open, which, by the way,
has always been Trump's policy anyways. But
but somewhere Putin is going like a motherfucker. That's how you do it. Kim Jong-un is going like a, look at that motherfucker. And I have to pretend like I don't do it. Like I listen. Somewhere Putin is saying like, I've been pretending that people fall out of fucking windows and get poisoned out of nowhere. This motherfucker.
Part of your political duties, man, as a president. He had to fall out of the window.
Now Trump can actually do it, dude. This guy got it right. That's what dictators are saying about Trump right now.
I mean, I know that, obviously we try and make this educational and entertaining and somewhat, but make no mistake, what's just happened is a very chilling thing that God knows where it's going to go. You know what I mean? God knows how much these powers will be abused moving forward. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of people. I know we were joking last week that if Trump wins, that we have to delete our podcast or any evidence.
Oh, I'm not kidding, man. I'm not kidding.
But there's a lot of people, I mean, who watches us, but you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people out there who I'm sure who are like shitting their pants. I mean, look, I was thinking just Jack Smith alone.
I'm sure the guys from Lincoln Project are like, fuck. We are fucked. Because Democrats never love us.
Yeah.
Republicans are coming after us. Man, if I was, by the way, I love the guys from Lincoln Project. I would never trust them.
Yeah.
I love what they do, but boy, if I was there, I was scared. By the way, how amazing is like Nixon has been proven to be right 50 years later. 15 years later.
If the president does it, it is legal. What was it
is
called?
legal. That makes it legal. That motherfucker was right. He was ahead of his time. Nixon was a man.
Pioneer.
Miguel, everything that Nixon did is legal under the new Supreme Court ruling.
That's right.
All of it.
Right.
Which makes me
Watergate,
think like
what about it? He was doing it his official duties. He needed to find out about his opposition because it's part of your official duties. What do you mean?
Listen, there is a room. There was a place where Nixon and Roger Ailes were in the same room together, and one was thinking about Fox News, and then Nixon was thinking about if the president does it is right. And these two men had no idea how right they were about their future. I mean, they are being successful beyond their wildest dream.
Well, like I mean, let's now talk about our friends. So we last week we left it after the debates, and what did Biden do? He did his rallies. He had, according to what I've been reading, he's just been trying to get all the big donors to come in on money. Right. So basically what I told you, which was essentially he was going to raise funds to prove, because in a political campaign and in the DNC, if you can get the money, then you're a viable candidate. You know what I mean? Forget what the polls are saying. So that's what he's gone and done. Now, I don't know. I think he's getting pushback from donors. Is from what I've been reading.
He is. Now, listen, Miguel. to our international audience, because we had an international audience. We got a friend in Portugal. I don't know who you are, buddy, but we appreciate you. We see you downloading the podcast every week. We had a couple of friends in Spain.
That's my cousin, by the way. That's my Portuguese
We had a couple
cousin.
of friends in Spain. Anyway, to our international friends, I'm going to give them an update. We have here two political parties. One political party is running this candidate who has been incredibly accused of trying to give a coup d'etat, who was convicted from 34 felonies, who was found guilty, who had to pay a $500 million judgment, who's being accused for about 26 women of sexual assault, besides being convicted of sexual assault. That's one party that we have. In the other party, we have this guy who ran the best economy of the developed world, apparently, like after COVID, like the best recovery, the best numbers all around, who actually has been granted immunity, right? This other guy has been granted immunity. And I don't want my international friends to be confused. One of these parties are in completely disarray and pulling themselves apart. Right? The party that's pulling themselves apart is the one who had a president with a great record who just got total immunity. That's the party that's pulling themselves to pieces.
Okay.
And the other one, other one is running, is united like never been united before behind this 34
but as you I know what you're doing, David. I know what you're doing, my friend. But we have to live in the reality of the world, and that is true. Exactly what you said is true. And in fact, look,
all of it is true.
All of it is true. And by the way, does it make any sense? Who the fuck cares? That's what's happening on the floor. So you're right. Like, there was a poll that came out today that essentially asking if the president is too old. Guess what the percentage of people that said that Biden is now too old to run after seeing the debate?
I don't know. What is it, Miguel?
67%. It's 2/3. And I think you were asked.
What was it before? What was it before? That's
I think it was 37.
Question. Really? No, I think it was higher. But yeah, but I believe you. Okay.
I mean, look,
they
asked the same question about Trump. I think Trump got like about 35.
Yeah. No,
sure.
I believe you. Listen, man.
And other old candidates, we can name him here, which would be John McCain, Bob Dole, famously Ronald Reagan. They were all, they would all circle around, a third, like 33%. That's basically what the number is. Yeah, he's too old to run, but, people can think that, but still vote for the guy. But now when you're reaching a threshold of 2/3, we got to look at those issues.
I've been, of course, I was being glib about.
No, I know you're being. I enjoy it when you're glib with me, my friend. But look, I'll tell you, I did read an article. One of the headlines, it said, the headline of the article, it said, in a staring contest with the Democratic voters, President Biden hasn't blinked. Wasn't that half the problem with the debate? He didn't blink. He didn't open his mouth and talk properly. He was just staring into the ether.
Listen, man,
that is not a good thing.
Listen, this week has been fantastic. So you know how the New York Times used to be on the beat? And we used to make fun of that. I mean, we were guilty of that, of beating the New York Times because they were on the beat of that guy. Biting is all.
We defended him.
You were vociferously
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, they jump out of that wagon after the State of the Union. Ezra Klein famously was the biggest of that, and he stepped back after the State of the Union. Stepped back. This week has been the biggest I told you so that I see on the press. The New York Times was hours of like a I told you so, and they rerun their programs from February. Like, this is what we were saying. We told you it was true, and we're like, oh yeah, well, yeah, come on, you maybe no.
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned Ezra Klein. I mean, in one of his pieces, I think this week in the New York Times, obviously all the major polls that were waiting after the debate just to see if there's been a significant change hasn't come out. But apparently he's hearing that there are internal polls that show a massive shift in the support. You know what I mean? After the debate.
Listen, let's talk the reality here. Okay, so the whole family was meeting together this weekend.
Yes.
And trying to tell him whether he will stay or he should go. The whole family was meeting together, including Hunter Biden, who apparently the New York Times report is one of his most trusted advisors, telling whether Biden should stay in the race or go. And apparently they told him to stay.
Yeah.
Which I don't find that the most loving thing that the family will do too. I mean, I was Biden, I hope my family doesn't drive me down.
I told you, Chuck Berry's family, we used to car him out to play the gigs, the same people. And last week you said
that was a good story.
But last, last pod you told us that Joe Biden isn't a political operative. I want to dissent from that opinion. I want to say that
is not a political operative.
You said, well, she's not being a political person.
Jill, his wife.
Yeah.
Correct. I did say that.
I disagree with that. I think that there's something political in that woman.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell that she is well aware that Joe is not firing in all the pistons, and then hence why she congratulates him for answering all the questions.
Well,
and then in the rallies, she comes and opens for him, and it's kind of
that
like
just shows support. That shows support.
Yeah,
that's a loving wife.
I don't see Melania opening the Trump.
That's a whole lot. You cannot call Melania, and rightfully you cannot.
Well, what are you saying about Melania?
Wife.
You're saying that she's not supportive, or what are we saying?
I say
feels a little racist.
I say that I love the fact that every time that Trump's what are called futures dip down, Melania literally revised the prenup. Every time that Trump is looking a little bit weak, just let's rewrite the fucking prenup. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I agree, but let's talk what it is, man. Let's talk it have to be a replacement. And I don't see, Miguel, this is going to tear the party apart.
Yes.
This is going to tear the party apart. And I'm going to continue. I've been saying this since fucking forever. One of the biggest, there's many obstacles, but one obstacle right now is Kamala.
Yes.
But not Kamala for herself, for what she represents. Let me break this down for you. One of the core supporters of the Democratic Party, the one constituent that has never abandoned the Democratic Party is black women. That is the backbone of the Democratic Party. You don't fuck with that. Black women is how Biden is in power.
Yep.
When black women in the South, and Hillary also appealed to black women.
Yeah.
They are they are the force, and that is talk about the third rail that you don't fuck around. That's the third rail. And there is no way that you remove Kamala Harris and you don't piss that constituency. Because let's don't forget that black women are powerful on the party, but it's not they follow politics blow by blow, right? They kind of they know what they like. And you can convince this woman with a moderate-sized army of Russian bots that the Democrats are fucking black women by getting rid of Kamala Harris. You see how that opens opening, and the same bots that confuse a lot of my friends and told them that the DNC stole the election from Bernie Sanders.
All right.
Be called back.
We got the point, kid. We got the point.
We have a new
we got the point, kid.
All right,
but look, I'll respond with
when Miguel called me kid, it's when he's pissed. Yes, Miguel's pissed now.
So look, there is a way to appease the female black constituencies of the Democratic Party. Very simply put, we can choose a candidate that's a black woman in the new ticket. Number one. Number two, Kamala Harris, being the great team player that she is, I'm sure, can come out and say, hey, this is something I want to do. I want to get off this ticket. You know what I mean? So there's another thing that can happen if everybody behaves grown up. Now, of course,
can I give you my suggestion?
Go ahead.
Oh no, you finished.
No. I thought you were going to retort. No, but yeah, so you do have a suggestion. So you know how to solve the problem. Okay, well let's solve the problem. Okay, come on in, kid. Come on into. Let's. How about you come in the tents and piss outside rather than stand outside and piss inside? Come on.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man. Kamala Harris, for good or bad, is untouchable. Keep Kamala Harris. Replace the top of the ticket.
There you go.
Put Newsom on the top.
Bish bosh
Keep Kamala
done.
where she's at.
Bish bosh done.
That's it.
That's great.
it. My position is don't fuck with
Neuter
black
the issue.
women.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with black women.
Yeah.
And now you still had to fucking beg him to Kamala. You still had to hope that she's gonna bitch and moan about not being on top of the ticket.
Can I ask you something? If let's say a Supreme Court position open like tomorrow, right? Could Biden say, "Hey, Kamala, can you nominate a vice president to the Supreme Court?" So, like, she would still be vice president, but if the opening comes, you can just go straight to the Supreme Court.
Oh, I'll tell you one better. Now we have a president which has presidential immunity. Our president could call the State Department an official act, revoke the passports of fucking Clarence Thomas and Alito. What was the guy who replaced? Who was
give her both the seats?
No. But basically, we are in this wonderful window in which Biden could solve every problem, Miguel.
Right.
We just hand Biden a magic wand. He could literally revoke the passports of these two guys. Let's make it 3. Let's make Alito, Thomas, and one of the Trump 3, right? Just open 3 fucking Supreme Court seats.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to him? I mean, he has immunity.
I have immunity, my friend. You wrote the opinion, my friend. You should know this.
Yeah, he can. And B, I mean, Biden can also carry this shit through court like Trump does, right? Until he's fucking dead. I mean, which is can be
might not be long, but whatever.
This is a win-win, brother. I mean, I'm telling you, while we're fantasizing here, there is a lot of solutions to this problem.
But look, I hear you on the camera. I think there's plenty of solutions.
What do you think about that?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Again, we talked about Kamala, and it's just how much is Kamala willing to play with us? You know what I mean? Because if she wants to be a problem, it's going to be, like you say, a tear-out disaster, right?
A disaster. Because there is no unity. I mean, Miguel, there is no a universe in which everybody coalesce around one candidate to replace Biden, right? It's going to be a fight. And the problem with this is like whoever survived this fight gets bloody. It's one of those things, kind of like what happened between Obama and Hillary Clinton, where like a Hillary did more damage to Obama
than needed to.
Than McCain could ever do, right?
Right.
Because he came more bloody by Hillary than so there is that.
There's some argument that also he became a better candidate because of Hillary through that fight too.
Exactly,
so I mean, so there's other things too. We discussed a little bit about Kamala, but it's almost like you kind of want to keep shifting away from what. But what do you think? From what you've read, do you feel like the inside of the party? I'm talking about our congressmen, our senators, are discussing this openly. Are we still in fear of openly discussing this as if you're a Democratic part of the Democratic Party, part of the DNC? Because, I mean, there's chatter. I mean, look, like you said, the entire editorial board of the New York Times came out and said, get out.
That doesn't matter.
Well, I understand. But, I'm just saying that's a platform. That's a huge platform. So I see them close in ranks, but I'm telling you, the money is the thing that's going to go, hey, man, you're not bringing them the money. After the debate, we're not getting the cash that we need. I mean, I've not gotten as many emails from the Biden campaign as I have over this weekend. Which, by the way, I did answer for no reason, knowing that nobody answers those emails.
Listen, Miguel, I haven't changed about my position this week, in which basically I feel like we lose with Biden. Yeah. And we may as well lose with a better slate, right?
Hail Mary, baby.
I don't think DNC, that's the thing. That's what I'm telling you. The DNC is cracking right now. It's literally cracking because they're not heading in this bus over the cliff and their driver literally pass out. This is Biden, right?
Yeah.
He's going over the cliff. They don't know how to pull out. There's all loyalties. I mean, Biden has been part of he's the oldest member of Congress. He's been around for 30, 40 years. I don't know. It's deep, all loyalties. I'm telling you, the most helpful thing that I saw was going to meet with his family over the weekend, and they were going to try to talk him out of it. And I was like, well, that's the only way, because make no mistake, nobody can force Biden out right now. He won all those delegates. Those delegates don't go anywhere, at least that he doesn't release them. There is no a universe in which you can wrestle this nomination out of Biden's hand. He has to release.
Don't we have those super delegates can kind of begin to shift that?
They don't account for much. The super delegates, as much as as they are told as a powerful, they represent like a, don't quote me on the number, but something like a 5 or 10% of the vote of the delegates, right? Okay. In a close election, they will tilt the election one way or another. But now that all the delegates are actually pledged, and remember, he ran pretty much unopposed, so he got all the delegates. It's not like he has a plurality. He has all the delegates, right? So the only way out here, but this brings me to something that it's gonna make you happy, Miguel. I think I see a scenario.
There's a little happiness this week. Oh my goodness!
I think I see a happy ending here.
What?
I come around. It's a happy ending on this.
Okay.
Well, there is a world, and something is far fetched, but some of this is very much grounded on reality.
Okay, daydreaming with David. Let's go, baby.
Well, listen. Biden has the possibility right now to be a fucking hero, right? To be a Washington-like figure that says, I step away gracefully from my incumbency. I mean, he would think like a
candidacy, incumbency, of course.
Yeah, like for my right to have a second term, and I just hand it over to a younger candidate. So like we keep thinking Newsom, but he doesn't have to be Newsom, but let's keep thinking Newsom because that's the guy that I wanted to be. And all of a sudden you had a race in which Biden is just magnanimous. All of a sudden the opinion polls on him are going to go through the roof. Like this magnanimous wise man. And all of a sudden now Trump is running against a young, energetic guy with no baggage. We keep Kamala in place. Hopefully she doesn't fucking stir up a fuss. Mm-hmm. This guy, and I keep saying Newsom for one reason and one reason alone. Mm-hmm. Newsom has the money. He's the one guy who can raise all the money that we need quickly. Because guess where is the DNC? Where is the Democrats' piggy bank? California. That's
baby.
Where they all go.
And it'll be Newsom and Kamala, both California, baby. Double California.
No, that's actually a problem. That's actually a problem. They cannot be from the same state. I can't believe you bring that up.
Oh, fuck. So they cannot be from the same state, huh?
Yeah. It's the same reason that they're saying why basically Rubio cannot be VP for Trump, because they're both from the same state. But
hey, Kamala now lives in Washington. Did you change your residency?
Exactly.
She hasn't been in California in fucking, 4 years.
Yeah, that's easy. That's
just a change of address, man. We can let her live in a P.O. box and wherever you want.
In Delaware. Yeah. Listen. No, that... but that would be, there is a scenario in which now Trump is running with a new candidate, which is John, and now Trump is the old guy.
Can I add a cherry on top?
Yeah, go for it.
Because now it doesn't really matter. But as Biden comes out, he says, I'm going to give it to the new generation. Boom, he seems magnanimous. He seems like Washington. He gives it, now we got energy with Gavin Newsom. And then he goes, and by the way, as one of my last official acts as president, I'm going to pardon Donald Trump for his things. Because that doesn't matter now, but it just seems like, oh my God, that guy is the best. Oh my God.
No, listen. Now let me push it to where I think it should go.
Okay.
Let's don't forget that this Biden that we're talking about, he's a...
Thank you for daydreaming with us, guys, by the way.
No, but that's all within the possible. Believe me, Miguel, nobody who will dream... what we're living through right now, nobody will dream this in October, okay? So dreams come true. Okay, so...
And nightmares.
Yeah. So here's my last part. Let's don't forget that we're talking about absolute immunity Biden.
Yes.
This motherfucker can do anything on the way out.
Right.
Like, here is the real icing on the cake. You know all the shit that the Supreme Court just said that was legal? Telling your attorney general to file lawsuits for election fraud in all the states. All that shit that the Supreme Court say that Trump did is legal. It's legal for Biden to do. Today, right. So it's a two-step thing. Biden can not only step away and hand the mantle to a new generation, but he can insure, and when I say insure, it's criminally insure. Actually, no criminal anymore. It used to be criminal, no criminal anymore. that the new candidate actually wins. Now we're playing, man. This is something that I see a Mitch McConnell in this. Mitch McConnell wouldn't blink twice.
Oh, 100%.
From doing this.
100%.
There is a lot of Trump wouldn't blink twice to do something like that.
100%.
One of those things is like, well, you reap what you sow.
I mean, remember that it was McConnell that when we were going to prosecute him in the Senate, he said, hey, there is a way to do this. You go to the courts and you...
He's not immune. The president is not immune. The president is not immune.
You can convict him in the courts. That's how the system works. Guess what, Mitch? Bullshit, man.
Bullshit. We're calling you out on that.
Anyways, buddy, well, thank you. Man, I didn't know we were going to do so much role-playing fantasies tonight. That was fun.
Yes.
That was super fun.
This was a beautiful LARP.
But anyways, guys, just we know this week you have a lot of family things. You're going to hopefully be grilling. Happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Americans by choice.
We're going to be celebrating on 4th of July that we got rid of a king. And now we can celebrate that we're getting another one.
We're getting a new king. Guess what? The king is dead. Long live the king.
Long live the king, my man.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
buddy, so great to see you.
Too, man.
You guys, if you like it, subscribe, follow us on, Instagram, YouTube. If you don't like it, please comment on us. We love
as I said, here's a challenge to my fellow conservative followers.
Yes.
Please tell me why it's okay to give Trump the immunity of a king.
Full immunity. Or any president.
Well, yeah. How do you feel about that Biden has that immunity?
Yeah.
And he's going to use it.
Are you scared?
Yeah. Remember, Biden has until January.
Well, guys, enjoy the grilling. Don't burn the house. Enjoy the fireworks. And we'll see you here next week.
Until next week, my man.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Have fun. Bye-bye. Take it easy.
Care.